I think a lot of people, when they pay their property taxes or they're paying sales taxes or even their state taxes, are not aware of what it's costing them to run their local government, their city and county government. This report gives them an idea about what it's costing them every year, what the per capita share is, how much their counties or cities are spending. It ranks them, and it gives people a snapshot guide, an easy to understand way to see what's going on across the state of North Carolina. It is simply data that's been gleaned from the state treasurer's office and several other reports that our research department has put together. But it is amazing. Again, it gives you an idea about what it's costing to have local government. It makes no assumptions with respect to the efficiency of service, the types of services you receive. Are you getting what you're paying for? But that's up for you as a citizen or an elected official to decide. Not only could you look at the report and look at your counties, the county-by-county breakdown, but also the cities. You could look at Chapel Hill, how that compares, how Hillsborough compares to Charlotte or Matthews or these. It ranks all of the cities, all of the counties, very easy to find, very easy to see. And this has become one of the most requested publications we've ever had, and it gets larger every year. We're seeing the same trend we've seen for several years, and that is Charlotte. Charlotte seems to be tops with respect to the cost of local government. I mean, this is also a town that has many arts projects and has an ever-expanding convention center and things like this. So it's not surprising to see Charlotte in that list, along with Wilmington, Asheville, and large cities like that, because the burden is increasing in those cities. You can have in smaller cities, a lot of times you see spikes because they may have a new sewer bond or they may have a new Parks and Rec department or something. So you can see spikes, but in general, the trend we tend to see is that larger cities, the burdens are growing faster with respect to people's incomes and faster than population growth in these areas, in the larger cities. We're seeing the spending grow faster than population growth, and we're also seeing it grow faster than inflation. But during this particular period of time, incomes also rose. So as a percentage of people's incomes, it actually went down a little bit, which is not a horrible thing, but it is still growing faster than those other two economic indicators would want us to have it. We would like to see that kind of stable out, but since 1999, the trend has been that it is increasingly taking a bigger bite of people's incomes. And that's something to be concerned about, especially because these numbers are about a year and a half old. So we need to keep that in mind moving forward. When we get into these rural counties, you see a burden that's fairly high, and a lot of it may have to do with Medicaid, the fact that the counties don't have a choice with these unfunded mandates. But it is important for people to understand that what they are paying for and are they getting their money's worth. And this is a good way to start that dialogue in many instances. The disparity is just enormous through the counties across the state. So it is important to understand what the burden is, how much are we paying per person, what percentage of people's incomes are we taking. And when you look at the rural counties versus the metro counties, you may see a lot higher percentage of people's incomes being taken because the incomes are so low. Because this report not only ranks that kind of stuff, it also looks at demographic data, like how many people live in a given county or city, and what the average incomes are in those areas as well, which is very important. It is fascinating because when they see that they're lowly, when they're ranked very low, they're like, look, we've done a great job, we've got a low tax burden. And then the other cities, there are certain ones, especially out toward the Hickory area, where people tend to get very upset saying that our report makes them look bad. The report is not designed to make anyone look good or bad. The reaction is very interesting because it does get debate going, it does get dialogue. And whereas a county may offer a host of services like a senior center or a Parks and Rec department and trash collection, another one may not, and that can throw things off.